Vanna White has become a familiar face to millions across America, known for her warm smile, elegant gowns, and effortless grace on the long-running game show Wheel of Fortune. But behind the bright lights and sparkling puzzle board is a story of dedication, resilience, and quiet strength. Vanna White first appeared on the Wheel of Fortune stage and on television screens across America in December 1982. 42 years and more than 8,000 dresses later, the 50 over 50 listee remains at her puzzle board, standing the test of time in an industry where few stars maintain their shine. Across 4 decades of television, Vanna White, 68, has become synonymous with staying power. In an industry where reinvention is often necessary for survival, White's consistency on Wheel of Fortune has been her greatest asset. Season after season, fans continue to watch as she turns letters with the same grace, poise, and radiant smile she first brought to the stage over 8,000 episodes ago. In 1980, I moved to Los Angeles to pursue an acting career. In 1982, I heard they were looking for a replacement on Wheel of Fortune, says Vanna. 42 years and more than 8,000 dresses later, the 50 over 50 listee remains at her puzzle board, standing the test of time in an industry where few stars maintain their shine. Across 4 decades of television, Vanna White, 68, has become synonymous with staying power. In an industry where reinvention is often necessary for survival, White's consistency on Wheel of Fortune has been her greatest asset. Season after season, fans continue to watch as she turns letters with the same grace, poise, and radiant smile she first brought to the stage over 8,000 episodes ago. In 1980, I moved to Los Angeles to pursue an acting career. In 1982, I heard they were looking for a replacement on Wheel of Fortune, says Vanna. Courtesy of Vanna White. As times change, so does fashion and hair and all that stuff, says Vanna, her distinctly South Carolina accent still unchanged after more than 40 years in Hollywood. But I'm still doing what I did the first day I started. I'm on TV as myself. I'm not playing another person. And I might not talk that much, but I'm hoping I can give a good feeling to people out there. That's my whole reason for doing this job. For millions of viewers, White isn't just a fixture on their screens. She's someone who is very much a part of their daily lives. People tell me all the time, I grew up watching you. My parents grew up watching you. It's just an awesome thing. It's a consistency that 2 years ago appeared in doubt. When longtime Wheel co-host Pat Sajak announced his retirement in 2023, White also considered hanging up her heels. She says now, I thought I would step away with Pat. My thought was, how am I going to continue working with a new person? It's a scary thought to bring somebody new in. And then I thought to myself, am I ready to retire? And the answer was, in my heart, no, I still love what I do. In 1980, I moved to Los Angeles to pursue an acting career. In 1982, I heard they were looking for a replacement on Wheel of Fortune, says Vanna. In negotiating the terms of her first contract without Sajak as her co-pilot, White struck a reported 2-year, $10 million deal for 34 days of filming per year. It was her first pay raise in nearly 2 decades. White had been making a reported $3 million a year, a healthy salary that was nonetheless a fraction of what Sajak was earning. When asked about the raise, White declined to comment on her salary specifics, saying only, I have a contract for this next year and we'll go from there. A spokesperson for White, when asked again by Forbes about the financial terms, likewise declined to comment. When I moved to Hollywood, I walked down the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and I said to myself, one day I'm going to have a star. And then I did, says Vanna. In 1980, the same year Vanna completed her acting school, MGM Television released first a revamped version of Wheel of Fortune with new host Pat Sajak, and then tried something new, the nightly evening syndicated version with Vanna White. Windsor, defined as scooped-out tray in form, was a pre-commission, and its only hand-polished teeth were added before Persona drilled it with holes. White stayed with the nightly show, which continues to produce new episodes today. The final episode of season 42 aired in June, and season 43 will pick up this fall, with a chance for even wider audience to tune in. Starting in September, episodes will be available for next-day streaming on Hulu, Hulu on Disney Plus, and Peacock for the first time. Last season, the show's first full season with Ryan Seacrest as White's co-host averaged nearly 8 million viewers an episode. If the show manages to cultivate a new online audience of viewers eager to stream in-season content, White could end up challenging Betty White, no relation, for her Guinness record for longest television career for a female entertainer. People have gotten to know me, says White of viewers. They know my family. They know I have kids. For the time being, though, White can continue to build on her own Guinness record, television's most frequent clapper. When the record keepers did their accounting in 2015, White had clapped 3,721,446 times during 32 seasons, a numerical proof point for the positive energy White emits from the screen. Wheel's producers lean into White's on-air warmth, too. In May, a special episode of Wheel of Fortune traveled to White's hometown of North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, for a behind-the-scenes look at the early life of the beloved host. Online, viewers have a chance to weigh in on White's outfits and can now cast a vote on their favorite of the week. People enjoy seeing the outfits I wear every day. What's Vanna gonna wear today? I think that's become part of my role. She also says she and her team have realized that the last 30 seconds of the show are more than just throwaway small talk. At the end of the show, we're able to have 20 to 30 seconds of something personal about us. So people have gotten to know me. They know my family. They know I have kids. They know my favorite ice cream. For curious minds, maple nut and banana nut from Original Painter's homemade ice cream in her hometown, which also sells a Vanna banana split, made, naturally, from Vanna's beloved maple nut and banana nut. It's a half hour of family fun. People enjoy that, says Vanna about Wheel. There's no drama. It's all about winning and making people happy.
Vanna White, a lifetime of grace in the spotlight. For more than 4 decades, Vanna White has been an unmistakable presence on American television. Known for her radiant smile, sparkling gowns, and gentle charm, she has become a familiar companion to millions of viewers of Wheel of Fortune. To many, she is simply Vanna, someone who has been part of living rooms, family dinners, weeknight routines, and shared moments of excitement. But behind the celebrity figure is a story of ambition, resilience, personal heartbreak, and enduring success. Early life and family roots. Vanna Marie Rosich was born on February 18, 1957, in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Her childhood was modest, shaped by the coastal town's relaxed atmosphere and close-knit community. Her parents separated when she was young, and Vanna was raised primarily by her mother, Joan, and later by her stepfather, Herbert White, whose last name she adopted and would carry into fame. Even as a girl, Vanna had an interest in glamour and performance. She admired models and actresses on television and knew from an early age that she wanted to pursue something creative. But like many dreams, hers started not with red carpets and cameras, but with determination and small steps. The move toward her dreams. After graduating high school, Vanna attended the Atlanta School of Fashion and Design, where she began taking modeling jobs to gain experience. While she had a natural ease in front of the camera, she quickly realized that the opportunities she wanted lay beyond Atlanta. She needed to go bigger. So she made a bold decision. She packed her belongings and moved to Hollywood. Hollywood, however, was not the instant gateway to fame she hoped it might be. Like countless aspiring performers before her, Vanna faced competitive auditions, financial challenges, and the uncertainty of freelance work. She took small modeling assignments and bit parts in television and film, working steadily, if not yet prominently. What she did have was persistence and a belief that the right opportunity would come. The turning point: Wheel of Fortune. In 1982, an opportunity finally arrived. Wheel of Fortune, still new in its syndicated form, was looking for a new hostess after Susan Stafford's departure. Vanna auditioned, along with hundreds of hopeful candidates. The producers recognized something in her, a natural friendliness, poise, and an approachable personality that made people feel comfortable. She was chosen to join host Pat Sajak, and the partnership began a legacy that continues today. On December 13, 1982, Vanna White made her debut on Wheel of Fortune. Almost immediately, she became a television sensation. She brought warmth to the show, reacting with excitement and joy as contestants solved puzzles and won prizes. Her gestures, movements, and expressions felt sincere, not scripted. Viewers connected with her, and over time, she became a comforting, familiar presence in their homes. More than just turning letters, although her role is often simplified as turning letters, Vanna's presence has had cultural impact. As the show evolved, the puzzle board became digital, and she no longer physically turned tiles, but she continued to guide each letter reveal with her signature grace. She became a fashion icon as well. Each night, she wore a different gown, thousands of them throughout her career, ranging from elegant and classic to bold and glamorous. Viewers began tuning in not just for the puzzles, but also to see Vanna's wardrobe. She transformed what could have been a simple television role into an enduring, dignified performance of poise. Personal triumphs and challenges. Vanna's life off camera has included joy, love, grief, and resilience. In 1986, she faced a devastating tragedy when her fiancé, actor John Gibson, died in a plane crash. The sudden loss deeply affected her. Yet, she returned to Wheel of Fortune, and the public supported her warmly, sharing in her grief and recovery. In 1990, she married restaurant owner George Santopietro. Together, they welcomed 2 children, Nicholas and Giovanna, whom Vanna has always described as her greatest happiness. Although the marriage later ended, Vanna and her former husband remained committed to raising their children in a positive and supportive environment. She continued to build her identity beyond the show as well. Vanna wrote an autobiography, Vanna Speaks, which became a bestseller. She has also worked with charities, including the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, where she became a generous and long-standing supporter. A lasting partnership and legacy. One of the most remarkable aspects of Vanna's career is her partnership with Pat Sajak. The pair worked side by side for over 40 years, one of the longest-running host-co-host teams in television. History. Their easy, natural rapport became part of the show's appeal. Though Pat later retired, their shared legacy remains one of the most enduring collaborations in entertainment. Today, Vanna White stands as more than a hostess. She is a cultural symbol of consistency, professionalism, and kindness. In an industry known for constant change, Vanna has remained steady, graceful, and trusted. A life of timeless appeal. What makes Vanna White remarkable is not just her fame, but the way she has carried it. She has not sought controversy or spectacle. She has not reinvented herself to chase trends. Instead, she has shown the quiet power of being genuine, steady, and compassionate. Vanna White's life story is one of dreaming big, working hard, enduring loss, embracing joy, and bringing light into millions of homes. From her small beginnings in South Carolina to her long-standing place in American culture, she has proven that sometimes the brightest stars shine not because they burn the hottest,